you had that overnight success, let's just say you posted one video and things went bonkers. You got tons of followers. All of a sudden, people were filling up your DMs. Would you be able to handle that sudden influx of interest? Are the systems in your business set up to actually handle the volume? Your visibility journey should be slow. It should be hard. Welcome to Camera Confident. I'm your host, Shirley Engel, former TV correspondent turned entrepreneur. Tune in to master what to say, how to say it, and how to create buzz for your brand. Whether you're hitting record for the first time or trying to land major media opportunities, I've got you covered. Get ready to crush it on video or stage, attract more clients, and bring in more money so you can run your business and live your life your way. Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Camera Confident Podcast. I'm your host, Shirley Engel, and if you're here, you're probably someone who's looking to level up your on-camera game, make better videos, get seen, get visible, and really get out there in front of your ideal client, build authority, build credibility, and really become the go-to authority in your niche. In today's episode, I'm going to get real with you. This is not about overnight success. We're going to talk about embracing that long journey, that hard work, the steep climb, all of the things that go into being visible, that consistency, that showing up even when you don't think it's working, and all of the reasons why this is going to be a slow journey, and that's a good thing. Because that's exactly the journey you need to be on if you truly want to build lasting success. We live in a world of instant gratification. All of the advice out there for making reels for social media, especially platforms like Instagram or TikTok, is all about you got to get their attention in the first 2 to 3 seconds or they're not going to pay attention. They're going to tune out. When I look at the analytics for my own videos, I'm just so disheartened by the exact moment in my videos when people stop paying attention. It's usually way before I even have a chance to make the point. And that happens on platforms like Instagram and TikTok and those instant gratification, quick dopamine hit social platforms. Platforms like YouTube, like LinkedIn, they offer that opportunity to dive in deeper, but that doesn't mean you're going to build this viral content machine overnight. It doesn't mean that you are going to put out a great post, people are going to watch it, and that you're all of a sudden going to get tons and tons of followers, lots of clients coming in, all of those things. So that's a frustrating thing. I'll be the first to admit I go through this even still today. And it's hard to keep showing up consistently, like they say, when you don't feel like you're seeing an ROI. But I really want to talk about the reasons that you need to keep showing up. You need to keep making videos and hitting record even when it's tough, even when you feel like a tree falling in the forest, because this is what separates the winners from the people who just dabble and give up, right? You want to be in this for the long game. And especially if you're someone who is either just getting started or still in the process of building your visibility, you want to make sure you're in it for the long haul. So that's about building sustainable content creation systems, not getting really inspired, doing a whole lot of posting, and then suddenly burning out and giving up and walking away for a little while. I've done that. I know that's not where we all want to be. So let's talk about some of the reasons that this visibility journey is going to be long and slow and why that's a good thing. First of all, I want to talk about building resilience. When you build that visibility slowly, what you are actually doing is building that resilience inside yourself. We're talking the ability to really show up because you mean it, because your heart is in it, because you actually want to help those people. And that authenticity is really going to show. Because if all you're chasing is that viral post, that ability to just explode overnight, people are going to see through that, especially in today's day and age. Those who are really in it for the viral takeoff hit, we can see right through them. Here's the thing. When we talk about resilience, if you had that overnight success, let's just say you posted one video and things went bonkers. You got tons of followers. All of a sudden people were filling up your DMs. Would you be able to handle that sudden influx of interest? Are the systems in your business set up to actually handle the volume? Do you have a coaching program? And if you do, if you suddenly got 100 new members, could you actually handle that? Is your business set up that way? Would you know how to handle the negative feedback and constantly outperform your previous success so you can stay on top and justify why you got there in the first place? What happens when you grow slowly is that you're able to build those systems as you go, and you're really able to grow with the growth in your visibility, and that growth becomes manageable, which builds resilience, which builds strength, which makes you unshakable. And once you do get into that spotlight and you have arrived, so to speak, and spoiler alert, you always have to work at this even when you have, you will suddenly see how being unshakable is priceless. It is one of the most important things that keeps you going. You want to be unflappable, unshakable, and you don't want to blink when the spotlight is on you. So by going slowly, by really figuring out what works and what doesn't, by failing forward, you are going to build that resilience in a way that you really can't if you take things really quickly and if success comes really fast. There are plenty of examples of people who blew up on social media only to have 15 minutes of fame and then their candle snuffs out just as quickly because they didn't have the plan to actually bask in that spotlight, but leverage that and get a return on that investment. Really be prepared for that moment when the lights turn on and it's all focused on you. Now let's talk about the hard work part. That's the part nobody wants to hear. We don't want this to feel like work, right? But the honest truth is that with hard work comes mastery. This is where you're truly going to solidify your skills and your ability to be an effective storyteller. You're going to be more confident and comfortable on camera. You're going to learn what works, what looks work, what backgrounds work, what doesn't work, right? So learning what doesn't work is just as, if not more important than learning what does work. And you're really going to be able to refine your messaging in a way that you know is really in tune with your audience, with your people. Every script, every video, every post, every live, all of those things are sharpening your skills further. Every time you pitch yourself to media, podcasts, stage appearances, and you do those things, and sometimes they go well and sometimes they don't, but you learn from those experiences. All of that is sharpening your skills and building mastery. That is where the true success is, and that builds a sustainable strategy that you can then rinse and repeat without reinventing the wheel all the time, or without thinking that that last big moment in the spotlight was really just a stroke of luck. You become a true expert in your field. Success that's built on that hard work, that is solid. That is sustainable. That is something you can be consistent with. And that will allow you to truly stand the test of time in this difficult online world where things are constantly changing. Another reason you want to take this slow and build carefully is about building relationships. This whole business game, that's all it is. It's about building relationships. Getting visible, getting on media, podcasts, and stages, it's about building relationships. And you don't build relationships overnight. You don't just go into people's DMs and pitch them right away. It's like asking someone to sleep with you on the first date. That's tacky. People are going to say no. People are going to be turned off. They're going to think it's icky. You have to do the hard work of building those relationships. And a lot of the times it feels like a one-way street. People will lurk. They will watch you. They will watch you for a long time before they even let you know they exist. That is, if they even do. What's the use of having 1 million followers who couldn't care less what you post, when you can have even a few hundred followers who are actively engaged, who have connected with you because they genuinely like what you have to say, because they learn from you, because they become fans? They're the people who may, for a long time, just watch. They won't even comment. You're like, help me out here. But those are the people who will truly become your most dedicated fans. And hopefully, if you play your cards right, your buyers, your clients, and people who will continue to work with you again and again. You simply can't build that kind of relationship with someone over a very fleeting moment, right? You have to really put in that work. You have to build that trust, and you have to build that authenticity and credibility over a period of time. All the people you see out there today that you admire who are just crushing it, pretty much every single one, maybe there's an outlier here and there, but every single one of them did this hard work and they built those relationships. And the better you get and the bigger you get, the more of those relationships you can build and the faster you can build them. But at the beginning, it is going to be a slow grind. And the people who succeed are the ones who will keep going even when they feel like this progress is really slow. Finally, we want to leave room for magic. It's not about saying, I'm going to get that next client, or I'm going to crush that next appearance, or when I finally get on the media, when I finally get on podcasts, when I finally get on stages. The real magic happens in the transformation, which is all those days in the trenches. It's video after video. It's hitting record again and again. It's showing up even when you don't feel like it, recording even when it's the last thing that you want to do. And I tell my clients all the time, I still have those days, and I've been doing this for several decades. So that is where you truly become the expert that you want to become. All that practice, all that time that you're taking to show up even when you think no one's watching. And remember, people are always watching. That is where the magic happens. And that's where you get the chance to truly become the person that you're meant to become. Being on video can feel a lot like it's a totally external thing, right? It's between you and the people watching. It's you showing up. But a lot of this is also about the personal transformation that you experience, doing this again and again, hitting record even when it feels uncomfortable. That is where the magic happens, and that is where I see the biggest transformation in my clients, because they're showing up to be their authentic selves, not because they're trying to have some kind of immediate return, immediate instant gratification because of it. That dopamine hit is really addictive, but if you can really master the ability to continue to show up day after day and find success in the small wins, that one extra follower, one extra like, a comment when maybe you haven't received comments before. Maybe you're able to get through your entire script without stumbling this time. There are so many little things you can look for, quick wins that can keep you motivated along the way. And that is the magic that I truly want you to look out for. So I hope that was helpful. I don't know who needed to hear this today, but you're exactly where you need to be. Your visibility journey should be slow. It should be hard. It should feel like something challenging because you are building, you are creating that future version of yourself that is truly going to be great, basking in the spotlight, getting noticed, being a magnet for your ideal clients, someone who people really gravitate towards. And you have to establish that. That journey that you go through along the way, where you really are discovering your message, sharpening your voice, developing your confidence, getting better at telling stories, and really truly understanding your people and what they want, because that also takes time. Understanding that audience, right? It's a two-way street. All of that hard work is going to pay off. So if you're out there and you're feeling like what you're doing is not working, I assure you it is. Look for the small wins. I hope you took away from this a little bit of motivation to just keep going. If you have a story about, how you stay motivated when you're creating content, when you're showing up on video, I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, or if you're still not convinced, I would also love to hear from you. Follow me on social media. I will follow you back. If you engage with me, I'll engage with you. This is all about spreading that positivity and embracing the hard work and that journey that you're meant to be on. If you're enjoying this podcast, I would love it if you could subscribe on YouTube and on your favorite podcast platforms and leave us a review. We love hearing from you, and leaving a review will really help to build this podcast up and also to let me know what types of topics you want to hear about in the future. I would love to create more content and more podcasts that help you.
Thanks for listening to Camera Confident. Help us
That's
grow
it for
by
now. Thanks so much for watching,
sharing this
listening,
podcast. And be sure to
catch you
follow
next
me
time.
on LinkedIn at Shirley Engel and on Instagram at b.camera.confident. See you next time.